Lives of early important personalities of Maratha history. In this section, we will discuss the early lives of eminent personalities of Maratha history. 1.4.1 Shahaji Raje. Shahaji Bhosle or Shahaji Raje was born to Maloji, who was a soldier in the army of Malik Amba of Ahmednagar Sultanate. When Maloji died in the year 1606, the 12-year-old Shahaji became the commander of Malik Amba's army. He was then promoted to the position of Shah Lashkar in 1625. There are documents which prove that Shahaji's loyalty oscillated between the Mughal emperors and the Deccan sultans. There are various instances which prove that Shahaji sided with various other powers in the Deccan as and when he felt dissatisfied about his own position. He fought several battles as a commander in the army of Ahmednagar and Bijapur from time to time. In 1630, Shahaji's in-laws and patrons were murdered as a result of factional politics in the Ahmednagar court. Therefore, Shahaji defected to the Mughals, with a 2,000-strong cavalry. Under the Mughals, he captured Junnar and Sangamner, which were both given to him as Jagir. In 1632, Malik Amba's son was granted a Jagir as he allied with the Mughals in a fight by placing a weak ruler at the court of Ahmednagar. Shahaji was not given a Jagir like Fateh Khan. This made him leave Mughal service and plunder Pune. He then took shelter at Junnar when Mughal army was set against him, later moving on to join Bijapur. Shahaji gained control over the triangular areas of Nashik, Pune and Ahmednagar city, which were not directly under the sole control of any of the leading powers of the time. Shahaji's control over this area was very weak, but he maintained an army of 2,000-10,000 men, and provided service to the Ahmednagar troops fleeing their state after the Mughal conquest. He set up his capital at Shahbad, and gained control of several large forts. A contemporary Brahmin newsletter of Bijapur states that the area controlled by him, not including his Jagir of Pune and Indipur, yielded 7.5 million rupees in revenue. The real value of the revenue would have been much less than the estimate, as this was the area affected by plunder and campaigns by various rulers from time to time. After a long tussle and a lot of political changes, the Mughals were able to control the area of Pune, Indipur, Chunnar and Mahuli in 1636. In the meantime, the political turmoil impacted the relations of various ruling dynasties in the Indian subcontinent. During the last years of his life, Shahaji most probably lived in his Jagir at Bangalore. In 1642, Shahaji's wife Jijabai and his son Shivaji visited him at Bangalore. During this period, Shivaji's marriage was arranged to SYBA. He also presented his entire family, including his 2 sons by his second wife, at the Bijapur court. Jijabai and Shivaji returned to Pune shortly after. Shahaji's elder son Shambhuji, also called Sambhaji, and another son Vinkoji from his other wife Tukabai, stayed with him at Bangalore. Shahaji played a great role in beautifying the city of Bangalore by building gardens and architectural buildings like Govri Mahal. Several Brahmins were appointed to the administration of Bangalore. Shahaji also received a surplus revenue from Dadoji Kondede in Pune. 1.4.2 Rajmata Jijabai. Jijabai was born on the 12th of January 1598. She was the daughter of Mahalasabai Jadhav and Lakhuni. Jadhav was a Maratha noble. Jijabai was married at an early age to Shahaji Bhonsle. She is the mother to the warrior king Shivaji, who is the founder of the Maratha Empire. She is credited with raising Shivaji on the principles of Swaraj, which force in lines with the foreign powers who had formidable naval strength at the time. Shivaji rose as a symbol of Hindu rise infant of a Muslim empire which had ruled the subcontinent for centuries. His rise was seen as a fresh leadership for many parts of the country where the Mughal rule was simply interpreted as Muslim rule. In 1674, Shivaji adopted the title of Chhatrapati and became the sovereign monarch of the Maratha Empire. He also started a campaign towards the south, blocking the Mughal plan of spreading the Mughal Empire across the subcontinent. Shivaji had two sons. His last years were spent in confusion created by his elder son who once defected to the Mughals. He was brought back with great difficulty to the Maratha side. He died in 1680 due to an illness and left the world amidst fear of not being able to fortify his kingdom from enemies. There was bitter domestic quarrel in the Maratha court after Shivaji's death. Shivaji was the founder of an empire which went on to challenge the Mughal Empire from time to time. It also gave a strong opposition to the other formidable powers of the Indian subcontinent. The aftermath of Shivaji in Mughal history saw the rise of a lot of rulers, Peshwas and commanders who were courageous and diplomatic. The Maratha Empire remained a threat to the Mughal Empire till the end. It was the English who finally defeated the Marathas in 1818. With the defeat of the Marathas, there were no strong powers left in the Indian subcontinent with an already weak Mughal leadership, and hence we see the beginning of the English East India Company's dominance all over the Indian subcontinent.